morning. How you
I'm
doing?
well. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. It's a beautiful day.
It is. Weather's nice out there. Nice little cool
Mm-hmm.
start to the day.
Oh,
Supposed to
I
warm up a little
know.
bit, but
And I had Mayor Genocide in here the other day,
okay.
just yesterday,
Yep.
and he said that the splash pad is opening.
Oh, really?
Yes,
All
it
right.
opens this week. So
Awesome.
I think the pool opens today or
Okay.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
But anyways, whenever the pool opens, that
This,
splash pad's
that's
opening.
that's a big draw, and I'm
Oh
sure
yeah.
several of our students who just started summer break or are at our summer learning program, which usually
Mm-hmm.
wraps up around noon, will be taking full advantage of
Oh
that
yeah.
great asset. So that's cool. That's
I
that's
know.
great to
I
hear.
thought it was cool
Yeah.
too. I said I'll
Yep.
put my swimsuit on and stand underneath it.
That's right. Yep. Let's be a
It'll
little
be,
warmer, but
but hey,
we'll get in there.
we'll get in there.
Yep.
But what's going on? I mean, school's out.
School is out for
Oh,
most, right?
yeah.
So last Thursday was our last day for students. We had about 1,900 students in Marinette School District this year, and their summer began last Friday. Our teachers' last day was last Friday, our staff, so we had about 250 total people working on Friday to wrap up the school year and get ready for the summer. And then we didn't take much time until the turnaround. Today's
Right.
Tuesday. Yesterday was our first day of summer learning.
Oh, wow.
So the intermediate school had about 200 kids, I believe, from kindergarten
Wow.
to eighth grade that are taking part in our summer learning program. I was up at the high school. I talked to one of the physical education teachers. He said they had about 90 kids come through for the strength and conditioning program. So
Really?
yeah, even though summer started
Oh,
when school ended, we've got a lot of kids in the community that are very active and staying involved, and it takes teachers to be a part of that as well.
yeah.
So yeah, it's been an exciting week.
Wow.
Today we have our strategic planning, so our buildings. All four buildings will have a team come in to set their
Mm-hmm.
goals and work on their plans for the next school year. So, yeah, we
Busy.
we just take a quick breath and jump right back into it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's an exciting time of the year for
Oh
us.
my gosh. So, um, first graders, what's going
Yes.
on with them?
So one of our first year teachers over at the primary school, her name's Lori Sitter. Her first grade class, she had a showcase showcase event for her students,
Uh-huh.
and it was a student showcase night. Family could come in, friends, staff did it
Oh,
during the school day as well, and just an opportunity to show some of the growth that our little first graders make from
yeah.
September until they leave
Oh,
us
yeah.
in May, early June here like this is. So just very well received, but also I think
Oh.
sometimes when as a parent, when you can see that growth, it really is a
Mm-hmm.
celebration. So yeah, we were proud of that. Lots
Oh.
of things happening that last week of school, different things going on. Next one that I had on my list is we had
Yeah.
someone from Marinette County come in, Ann Bartell,
Oh,
and I got
yes.
to make sure I get the acronym correct, but it's
Mm-hmm.
TOAD.
Toad.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
teaching outdoor awareness and discovery.
That's a
And
great
it
program.
really is. And basically, our second graders got to take part in it. They get outside, they identify insects, it brings in volunteers, and we
Yes.
put it out on social media and on our Facebook account. Just got a ton of responses.
Mm-hmm.
We have an individual who comes in who was a teacher in the school district. He was an administrator. Mr. Al Rasmussen is over 90 years old and still down on his hands and knees playing with these kids outside during
Really?
Toad. So it was just
Oh.
a very good experience for
Oh,
our students in the
wow.
second grade.
That
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
sweet. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. And third graders.
Third,
Spelling bee.
the old school spelling bee. Yes, the third.
Love
So
the
we've
spelling
got
bee.
6 different sections of third grade. So all students could participate if they chose.
Mm-hmm.
And then, according to Miss Betts, who's the principal over at the intermediate school, the final 5 were on the stage and competing. And just an opportunity. They saw some of the national
Oh,
spelling bee. They
yeah.
wanted to take part and do it themselves. So the teachers encouraged it. Yeah. So just the end of the school year gets busy. Kids get a little anxious about the end
Mm-hmm.
of the school year, so we certainly want to keep them engaged in the educational process and just finding different creative ways
Oh,
to have that happen, and
oh
they
my
absolutely loved
gosh.
it. So,
That's so cool.
yes,
I was in spelling bees. They're fun.
I was too.
It
Yes,
was
yep,
so great.
yep.
And then the eighth graders.
Oh, so
Oh,
we've got a group of eighth graders moving up to the high school,
yeah.
and I know for parents and for the students sometimes that those
This,
transitions can be difficult.
yeah.
I was able to attend our eighth grade recognition, which always follows 2 days of our eighth graders being at Camp
Yeah.
Bird. So it's a great opportunity. We appreciate the volunteers and the staff members who go up there and
Yeah.
supervise and just make it an educational experience for our kids, but also kind of closure to the first 8 years, and now they get ready to transition. So, yeah, they held eighth grade recognition. I believe it was last Wednesday,
Okay.
and we had one of our 5 valedictorians, Gavin Busher, came back and he was the keynote speaker for 8th grade recognition.
Oh.
And to have a recent graduate come and speak to the 8th graders,
Yeah.
I think was really powerful. You know, he told them what to do
Definitely.
for the next 4
Oh.
years. So we're excited to see those 8th graders move on. A very,
Yeah.
very great group of kids. And now they're going up to the high school
Oh.
to start their next 4-year journey. So yeah,
Oh my gosh.
how quickly it goes.
It does. It goes by
It's-
so fast.
Yes.
I feel like I was just in high school. That was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, I won't tell you how many for me. We'll just say it was a while
It
ago.
was a while ago.
Yep.
And then middle school Marines.
Yes, so our middle school does a Marine of the Month program where they recognize the students that are positive role models throughout the year. They engage with other students. They incorporate and include students into different activities. Well, they took that group of students to a Timber Rattler game, kind of as an end of the year token of appreciation for all that they
nice.
did. Represented us very well and just typical of those positive students. There was a little bit of a rain delay at the Timber Rattler Stadium
it
that day, but you know what?
happens.
They found a way to just make it a fun experience and a great day
Yeah.
for them. So we're proud of that. Our middle school also recently put on the musical Xanadu.
Xanadu.
You see,
I
now
love
we're
that.
getting close to that era where they're starting to figure out when we went to school. But
Oh, yeah.
back in the '80s, right, bringing back some of that great music.
Little Olivia Newton-John.
Yes, yes. So Mr. Paul Okray is our music
yeah.
director, and just he does so many things above and beyond for our
I
students.
know.
So we appreciated that. That took place in mid-May to give students
Mm-hmm.
just another opportunity to get out in front of the community, get out in front of their classmates, show their skills, show their talents,
Yeah.
and just continue to grow. So
Oh,
it
fun.
was a great event.
That had to have been great.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Especially Xanadu.
Yes, yes, yep,
I love it.
yes,
And then class of 2025.
yes.
How did that go?
It went very well. We had
Good.
152
Wow.
graduates. Not all of them walked through the ceremony. Some do, some don't by choice. But yeah, pretty large group for us,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
over 150. Just proud of the fact that they're ready to move on to that next phase. And more importantly, or as importantly, I guess, to have the support that they've had, not just from their parents in the community, but also our staff members. A lot of times, because they're seniors, the high school gets the focus because that's sort of the end of this part of their journey. But man, some of these kids, when they spoke or when you talk to them one-on-one, they're real quick to mention their kindergarten teacher or their second grade
Aw.
teacher, their music teacher, or their band
Yeah.
teacher. So it's just it truly is the work of our entire district to get them to that point. We've implemented capstone interviews that they have to
Oh,
do with
yeah.
community members. We've had board members, we've had teachers. So it gives them an opportunity to sit down and talk to 3 or 4 adults and tell them what their future plans are. So yeah, just very proud of this group. Like I said, pretty good sized group, and we're looking forward to great things. And guess what? It won't be long, and we'll have another group of seniors ready to start the
Exactly.
school year in
Oh,
September.
My goodness.
So
Oh, it's
Yeah.
crazy. And then how about the spring sports?
spring sports are slowly wrapping up, have wrapped up for the most part. A variety of sports took place. Couple of the key highlights, we just had our trap shooting team in Rome, Wisconsin this past weekend.
Oh.
And the Eastman brothers, Connor shot 94 out of 100 and Brady shot 93 out of 100. I talked to
Wow.
one of their advisors and coaches and said that a lot of the students had their best shooting of the season. So very cool event for them to wrap up the year.
Yeah.
And then a huge event for Marinette School District. We hosted the D2 sectional track and field championships
nice.
at the end of May. And what was even cooler is at that event, we had 9 of our student athletes qualify to go on to state. So
Oh,
a couple of those
wow.
that certainly want to give them the props that they
Yeah.
deserve. That list is there. Mason Hofer in the 200-meter dash set a school record at the state event.
Wow.
Jackson Draheim, Braxton Paulzine, Caden Brown, Mason Hofer again were all part of the 4x200-meter relay. They also set a school record at the state meet. Other students that were involved, Elijah, Luke, Jackson Draheim in the pole vault, Caden Brown ran the 100-meter, Addison Lacey. So just a great group of representatives. We also
yeah.
had some alternates that had to go and got to be a part of that experience. Brooklyn Allen went, Max Jacobson went. So making sure we get all of those kids mentioned because, it's a huge honor to go to
Definitely.
the state level for competition. But what makes it even better is the class with which these students represent Marinette School District. They're highly competitive.
Oh, yeah.
When we saw them ready for their send off, their coach Jess Canine, who does a great job, she said it's a unique group with a lot of character and a lot of personality, and it was just the support they showed for one another, especially at the sectional meet. But then to go on to that next level, very proud of that group and our whole spring sports. There's a lot of great opportunities for kids, whether it's in the fine arts or sports or whatever it might be. It's just
So many opportunities.
exactly. Yep.
You know?
Giving them the chance to be a part of something that they want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many things to do.
Yeah, and a couple other things coming up as we talked
Yeah.
about a little bit. So today is Tuesday. We've got our teams coming in for strategic planning. Tomorrow night, it was advertised in the newspaper,
Yep.
and here's a plug on the radio. We're
Yep.
having a listening session with the community to come up to Marinette High School tomorrow night at 5:30. Talk a little bit in response to the unsuccessful referendum, what went well, what could have gone better. So fairly informal, but just an opportunity to listen and get some feedback from the folks in the community, and then take some of that information to the board and see which direction we go from there.
Okay.
Next week is our board meeting,
Yeah.
and then our summer learning program will continue to go through the 4th of July. That's a
Okay.
4-week program. So, yeah, like I said, numbers are
Busy.
great. It's a busy time of year, but it's great to see so many kids still actively engaged in the learning process. And we thank our staff and our families for working together to get those kids here every day.
Definitely.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Corey.
Yes,
Busy.
but good.
Yes.
Yes, loving every minute of it.
Always something going on. You guys always are doing a lot.
Yes.
Yes. But it's always for the kids, and
Yep.
that's what is amazing. And I sit back and I think, man, why didn't I have this stuff when I was in school?
yes.
You know?
Times have
Golly.
certainly changed,
They
haven't they? Yeah, there's
have.
just that many more opportunities, and it's a good way to make kids feel
Yeah.
safe and build that sense of belonging in the district.
I thought we were cool because we had the bookmobile.
Once again, you're dating ourselves here,
know.
Melissa, the bookmobile. Well, good.
Well, thank you for coming
Absolutely.
in.
Thank you for having me. We'll see you in July.
Definitely.